Test. Hello, hello. All right, let me test the audio quickly.
Mr. Owen, what's going on, man?
Yo, how you doing?
You got that good setup, man. I am so jealous of that.
Nah, you
I
got a good
thought
one
my setup
too.
was good. I thought my setup was good, and then I checked out your YouTube channel, and I was
Look
like,
at this
holy shit, I'm
guy.
broke. That's what I
Oh
thought. I was like, I'm
yeah.
so broke. This guy has the next level.
Oh, that's so
Look at
funny.
that.
Hey, I
That's
appreciate
a
it.
great setup. Let's go.
And
And
we
it's
all got the
so
mic and everything. Of course, of course.
sick, man.
Yeah, you guys gotta
I
get the
was actually
light.
gonna.
That's what you're missing.
Oh, that looks good. That's the light you told me to get.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I, I, I still haven't upgraded. I still got my cheap $100 box lights
Yeah, I
from
got them as
Amazon.
well. One of them broke when I traveled as well, so I just opened up the box
Oh.
light thing and it was just glass everywhere.
Oh.
Oh, that sucks.
That happened to one of my
I got one.
monitors. Yeah, I broke one of my monitors when I was in like going to Barcelona. I broke it. Had to buy a new one.
Really?
Mm,
Yeah.
Do you guys recommend?
sucks.
I gotta ask you about this. I sat on a train on my way home on Friday, and something I felt like doing because I'm gonna travel a lot this year was writing a full packing list of like everything I'm gonna bring that can be fit in a carry-on that is like less than 10 kilograms, but also
How did you think of
last me
that?
for like 3 months. Jim,
That's
How
it's
so
so
did
much
you
good
better.
think
though.
of that, man?
Two
Yeah.
2% of all what's it called check-in luggages get either stolen or late or whatever.
Really?
Bro, that means
So
if
true.
you
Just a
travel,
small bag.
yeah, you want to have it all in a backpack and in a carry-on, and then you never have to worry about that. Because if
You
you
know what I
travel
want to
once,
do?
go ahead.
I just want to, wherever I travel, I just buy some cheap ass clothes and then I just leave them or like give them to someone when I go. So you just have one shirt that you kind of bring with you that you have on.
Yeah.
When you land, you just buy like a couple of, what's it called? Not wife beaters. That's like the American name for it. What's the,
Like a tank top?
Tank
yeah,
top.
like
Yeah,
tank
yeah,
tops. You buy a couple of nice shirts, just like plain white, a couple of shorts, and then you can just give it away to someone. Like give it to like some homeless person when you leave or so. And then you just go to the next place.
It's the
No,
ultimate
I
That would be
actually love
strategy.
sick.
that. I like that. But on my list that I wrote like there ends up being so many things when you need to survive for a month. So I wrote like the most weird things on the list that everything you might need. But it would all I talked to ChatGPT, it would all fit in under
Condoms.
10 kilograms, which is sick. And the
Damn.
thing that I thought about is, do you bring a monitor? Because a monitor is the one thing where you can't
Mm.
keep it in a check-in. But if you
You
don't
buy
bring
it
a
when you're
monitor,
there. You
you
buy it
become
when you're
so
there.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I'm thinking about too. Do you buy when you're there? What if you need like a 2 week, like a 1 week trip? Then you just end up not having one though.
Yeah, that's true. I
But if you're
Cameron
there for
bought
less
the
than a
monitor
week,
that I have right now.
if you're there for less than a week, then you don't want the monitor anyways, because it's just a hassle
Yeah.
setting up. To be fair,
That's a good
that's
point.
probably the way to go. You know what I thought? I'm buying this Amazon portable monitor that is like I think it's 18, but it's also
It's like
like
the
it's this.
AliExpress ones.
No,
Nah.
it looks like an iPad, so it's really
Ethan.
cool. But
Oh
it
shit.
works because you can set it up and everything, and it's made for travel. So that's what I'm thinking. Then you get like two screens at least.
Yeah.
Wasn't it the one that I
Anyways,
tried when I was at your office? The one
no,
that's
that
that
one
one
is
was
so
so
bad.
bad.
That one is so shit.
Like
You know,
Timu.
you know those? Have you seen those that are like two screens that you attach
Yeah, they go
onto your
outside of
screen?
the dude. I see people use this at Soho House. Like they fucking put that shit up. It's
Man,
so
I
so
bought
funny.
that. I spent like $400 on it, and
Really?
Jim tried it. It's so bad. Like the screens are so plastic, they're like AliExpress, so they
Uh,
fall down. They don't even hold themselves
bro.
up, and it's like they're so not strong in the lightning. They're so weak that you can barely see what it says if it's sun outside and stuff. I gave it to my dad, and he's like, "Oh, thank you so much," and then he threw it out the next week. So, anyways, Owen, how are you doing, man? Good to see you again.
I know it's been a while since we've like been on one of these sit down calls. I feel like it's been like probably at least a year and a half, maybe 2.
Yeah, it's just been a bunch of WhatsApp messages back and forth, huh?
Yeah, some random sporadic calls here and there, like during like midlife crises and all that good stuff.
Right.
But yeah, man, it's been
so
good.
funny.
It's been good. We've been living. I'm excited to come into the new year here. It's gonna be a good year this year. So
Let's go. Have we
Yeah.
ever met before? I don't think we have.
We've texted back and forth a bunch, and I think we might have been on like some coaching calls at
Yeah.
the same time in the past. But I think that's probably it.
Yeah, I
That's
feel
how
like I
everybody
know you
meets.
really well, but for some reason I can't remember a single call we've been on together.
I don't know if we've ever been on a call. Honestly, I don't think so.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Me and
Yeah,
Edgar have
I've
only
probably
been on,
seen
like,
you around all the time.
1 or 2 like actual sit down meetings like this. Like,
Yeah.
that's probably it.
Nice.
We just text back and forth a bunch, but yeah, you guys
No,
share a
Jim,
lot of the same kind of ideas that I do and beliefs, and it's always good just kind of
Let's go.
hopping on with you
Yeah.
guys.
Jim,
That's awesome.
Owen is one of those guys that you met like once, but you feel like you've known him your whole
That's
life.
what I'm
'cause he's, like,
saying.
so,
Yeah, I
he's so
feel like-
chill and just like
Yeah.
comfortable to talk to.
Hey,
You don't feel like,
chill.
you feel like you know them. It's crazy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I felt like I've spoken with you a lot, but then I'm like, I can't think of one single time where we've actually like connected
Right.
over the call. I know we spoke
Right.
about. I think you connected me with like a closer applicant a while back.
Yes.
First time I was hiring a closer. Yeah. That's
Yeah.
sick.
Yep. That's
Nice.
right. Yeah. So nothing
Good
crazy.
stuff, man.
But I'm excited for this call. Like I was actually looking forward to this. This is like some shit that only we type of people would be super excited for. You know. one of
Yeah.
these
Yeah.
calls. Like
That is so true.
just lessons
On a
learnings
Sunday.
and- on a Sunday. Yeah. It's like the most fun Sunday activity ever. So.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
I'm
these
super
are the
excited.
highlight of the week for sure, man. But what I'm thinking for today is, you said you have a few things prepared. I'm
Yeah,
happy if you run through whatever touch points you want to talk about. Otherwise, I had a few like talking points and questions that I'd love to just talk about. But let's start off with your stuff, man. So whatever you want to talk about first, we can dive into. And
Alright.
I'm thinking, do you have a fancy recording software, or do we just keep it all on a Fathom?
Do you have are you recording on Zoom? I think that's probably like one of the best ways to do it. I have an OBS going just
Oh.
in case. Also a Fathom. So just in case I got those two.
Okay,
Okay, so we
someone's
got-
recording it. I don't need my Fathom in here, right? I think
You
mine
Yeah,
should
is
we
be
have like
okay.
3 backups then.
Yeah,
do
the
I
OBS
wanna-
will be good.
It says that I'm in the room 2 with Samuel and
No, they're in the. You're not there anymore.
okay.
You're good.
Sick.
Let me just make both of you guys co-hosts in case something goes wrong. Okay, never mind. You can only. There we go. So
Cool.
I'll click record on this computer, and I think we're
There we
live.
go. Let's
All
rock
right.
and roll.
Cool.
Good
First
stuff.
things first. So I just want to hit over kind of my overarching like giant lesson of the year. It's a pretty big one. It actually has to do with a tattoo that I got, which is the first one I've ever gotten.
Ooh.
So
Really?
yeah, it's pretty cool. So I spent about like 6 months or so living in Spain in 2025. And on paper, it was peak life. Like everything was amazing. I made lifelong friends. I was experiencing like total freedom. And honestly, like this is probably the lifestyle that a lot of like entrepreneurs want. You know, you're doing whatever you want, kind of hanging out with friends, going to the beach on, you know, every day. And it was good. It was like probably one of the best, definitely the best block of time I've ever had in my entire life. But while I experienced that, I also experienced like the hardest shit of my life. And I would consider it to be that way. And I don't know, I perceived it that way, but there's a couple of things that happened in like a span of about 2 weeks. And I lost like almost all of my clients from the agency, a lot of my like coaching clients as well, which is another big side of cash flow. Mainly from not working. I accumulated a bunch of debt. I lost my girlfriend. I found out that the overstay, like that because I was there for like 6 months, I never had a visa. Because of that, I found out I had to leave immediately, and deadass was on like the verge of getting banned. So I knew that my entire life that I built with all of my friends, I basically lost that. And then I also had to realize that like I had to go back to my parents' home, which is something that like I don't know if I've just been iterating, like I've just been thinking about it so much for the past couple of years, but like I have just never wanted to do that ever. I thought like, Once I'm gone, I'm good. And so I promised myself I'd never have to do that. So I had to do that as well. And all of that happened in a short span of like 1 week. And it was really, really hard. You know, I kind of perceived it as like a major loss. Like I felt like I lost everything. And I was having like mental breakdowns, and it was like a very hard block of time. But the lesson that I took away from this is that I think most people kind of live life like this, bounding between like highs and lows that are like right here. You know, like their lowest low is like family member dying, highest high is like, you know, retiring. And we live life like that. You know, our lows are so much lower, but our highs are so much higher. And so the lesson here is that like you'll experience extreme highs, like ridiculous highs. Like you'll be in a fucking boat in Ibiza out of nowhere, just kind of listening to music, enjoying life, and then the next day you feel like you lost everything. And
Yeah.
so I think the lesson here is just to be extremely present and understand that those highs don't last forever. So you should be extremely present, enjoy them as much as you can, and then the lows, they also don't last, right? So it's, you know, nothing really lasts forever. And the only thing that lasts, you know, is like your ability to adapt and change. And I have a tattoo that says change alone endures, which basically means if you kind of attach a place or a lifestyle to your identity, it makes it really hard to change. I got there and I like loved it, and I thought that like, oh my god, I'm just gonna fucking live here for all my 20s. Like I deadass had that. I planned out a future with this girl. I did all this stuff. And because I attached my identity to it so strongly, I couldn't change. Like it was super, super hard for me. And so the overarching lesson here is just to learn to fall in love with change. And it's kind of like the story of the Chinese farmer. Have you guys ever heard the story of the Chinese farmer?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. So you know what I'm talking about. If anyone watching doesn't know what I'm talking about, it's like you basically
Recap it for everybody's watching. It's a killer story.
Do you want me to tell the story, kind of?
Yes, please do.
Let's do it.
Okay, cool. So basically, once upon a time, there was a Chinese farmer, and their horse basically ran away during the evening. And all the neighbors came around in the village and said, "We're so sorry to hear that your horse has run away. This is extremely unfortunate." And the farmer said, "Maybe." And the next day, the horse came back bringing 7 wild horses with it. And everyone in the evening, or everyone, you know, in the farm said like, "Oh, isn't that lucky? That's amazing. What a great turn of events. Now you have 8 horses." The farmer said, "Maybe." And the following day, his son tried to break one of the horses, and while riding it, and he was thrown while riding it and like broke his leg, got super injured. The neighbors were like, "Oh, that's so bad. It's so bad." But then, you know, the farmer said maybe. But then the next day, the officers came into the farm, or I guess the village, and said, "You can't go into the army because of the broken leg." And then everyone's like, "Oh shit, he's so lucky." And so the overarching kind of story here, like lesson, is just like you don't really know what change is considered to be good or bad until it's like had to be set in already, you know? And that's like the biggest lesson I've had this year, is just to be very, very comfortable and learn to love change and not really have any interpretations about it. Like, because sometimes it could be really, really bad, but sometimes it could be really, really good. Like, you really don't know. And me coming home, me, you know, losing most of my clients, like all of these things were very, very good for me. Just like at a, you know, looking at it like with a growth perspective, because like I have the opportunity now to save money, to rebuild myself, to like not be so comfortable with my lifestyle, so then I can, you know, want bigger things. Like that was just a big one for me in 2025.
I like that. There's you want to attach yourself to the identity and not the things that you have. I've actually thought about that a lot as well. First of all, the thing you said with like, I can't raise my arm now because I have a broken collarbone, but the highs are extremely high and the lows are extremely low. But as long as you just know that when you're at that low point, you will always bounce back no matter what happens. Then the lows aren't as low anymore. It's kind of fine. But yeah, for anyone watching, I don't know where this is gonna go, to be honest. This is Owen. If you're watching on our channels, this is Owen. If you're watching on our channel, then my name is Jim, and this is Edvin. I don't know, what should we just ramble on? What do you guys wanna? I think we just
Let's go.
Yeah.
We
Owen
just
had
free
such a
bomb.
great start of just spitting
Wisdom.
fire one after one after one,
I'm
so we
nervous.
can't,
It's like,
I'm
oh,
nervous.
great.
can't
I'm
stop
nervous.
that.
I'm nervous. I'm nervous. I'm nervous.
Oh, it's like I gotta prove myself. Let me just talk sauce for 30 minutes straight.
I'm prepared.
No,
I'm
but
prepared.
for sure, I'd love to. On what you just said, Owen, I'd love to just touch on a few things there. First of all, holy shit, you're such a good speaker, man. I
Yeah.
realize something. There's very few people that look at and I'm like, holy shit, this is a good speaker. Like somebody who's good at articulating their thoughts. And you're definitely one of those. Like
I
I look at
it.
Matt
It didn't feel
Shields.
that way. It didn't feel that way. You know. But
No,
No, but
it's
I
true.
look at people like Alex Hormozy, Matt Shields, Kale, Owen, a mentor of mine. Those kind of people are really, really articulate. And then there's super successful people like Elon Musk and Layla Hormozy that in my opinion, aren't very articulate, but has still been
Right.
able to succeed. But I think that's a great trait that's going to help you a lot. Just wanted to point that out.
Yeah,
Now,
for
I
sure.
just want to say, I had a lot of takeaways from what you said, and I was actually sitting taking notes like a kid there, because you said a lot of good stuff that I've almost forgotten and I haven't thought about enough. And probably the first one that I wanted to touch on is the fact that you talked about how you don't really understand what's going on or if it's good or bad until you look back on it. And Steve Jobs' most famous quote, I don't know if you guys have ever seen this speech when he was talking for the university, I can't remember which one, but a big university in the US, and he was having a speech, and he said that you can only connect the dots looking backwards. And he told a story. I'm not gonna say it as well as Owen's story, but he was basically talking about how he dropped out of college, and everybody said it was super stupid, and he had paid a bunch of money for the college, everything. But then, because of the fact that he dropped out, he could go to whatever classes he wanted because he kept his pass, and nobody knew that he had dropped out because he kept his pass, so he could get into whatever classes he wanted. So he went into a calligraphy class where he learned about typography and so on. And typography is basically different text fonts, right? And he says himself that the reason that he went into that is why we have such a beautifully designed keyboard on our Macs, and that is why we have different type fonts. And he says if he didn't come up with that idea, Microsoft would never have done it because they just stole everything from Apple, and that's the reason we have all the type fonts we have today. And I love that story of you can only connect the dots looking backwards, never looking forward. So you just gotta trust that what happens today is something that you're gonna be like, oh yeah, that happened, so that X could happen, so that Y could happen, so that we could end up here. But it's very hard to see in the moment. When you lose your girlfriend and you can't stay in Barcelona anymore, and you lost all your friends and you lost all your money, you're like, why the fuck did this just happen? And you're like, bullshit that this happened for a reason. That ain't true. I just suck. And then you hate your life. So I love the fact that you brought that up. Something I think I'm very bad at that you guys both talked about is detaching yourself from outcomes and exterior things and
Yes.
only keeping your identity. Because it's easy to be like, oh, this Rolex ain't mine or this car ain't mine. But the hard part is like saying, this business that I've spent the last 5 years building, that ain't mine. My girlfriend, that ain't me. My house that I live in, my country that I live in, that ain't me. Because it's easy with the super, super material things. But those deep things that are such a big part of our life, what we eat, who we spend time with, the friends, the money we have, the business we build, those things, at least in my opinion, when I think about myself, I see those things. I don't see myself. I see those things that I've built my whole identity around. But every
I
now
have to
and then
tell you
lose
something
them.
though, Edwin. Sorry to cut you off, but I actually
ahead.
I think you're great at it. You just don't know it because you, after you went from 500K down and basically
To
lost
death,
that entire
yeah.
company, yeah. If you didn't believe what Owen just explained, you would have quit, but you didn't because you knew that you would make it back. So I think that is something you just don't feel like you've thought of, but I think you're already really good at doing it. Because imagine if a normal person goes from making $500,000 per month in revenue, having like a team of 50 people, to going all the way down to literally minus and just being there. That person would have never bounced back up to more than 100K, 200K per month. I mean, that person would have definitely quit. But the reason why you didn't is because you believed that you could go back up. So you just didn't probably thought that you can't even pronounce it, believed it, but you definitely do subconsciously. And you're probably great at it.
Yeah, it's probably
I
like in
appreciate that.
the back of your head, and you're just like, it's just a part of who you are. But like, it's
Yeah.
kind of like on a day-to-day basis, it's hard to kind of, consider that when you're kind of just seeing all of the things that are happening bad, like all the tangible things. You're like, oh shit, this is going down, everything's falling apart. So in the moment, it's really hard to see. But the back of your head, you're like, no, fuck, no, we gotta, keep shit going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I appreciate you saying that because I think when I've lost something, I'm good at recovering. Like I have pretty good resilience, and I define resilience as the amount of time it takes to get back to your normal baseline after something bad happens. I think I have good resilience, but I think I strongly attach myself to whatever's around me. But I think that's also something you get from meditation, from stoicism, from really just reflecting and being grateful, like you said, oh, and appreciating the moment. Um, and just becoming steady when the world is unsteady is the best way I would put it. You got to be really steady, and more steady the less steady your world is. Because as entrepreneurs, our world is very unsteady. We can go from heroes to a ground zero overnight, and I think all of us have done it. All of us have lost money at one point. All of us have been in debt. All of us have also been at the beach in Marbella or Barcelona or Greece or Dubai or whatever. Like I think we've all done it, so we all know both sides. And I also want to say I respect you and saying that being so honest with your journey. Like, oh, I remember when you were like making your vlogs, traveling the world,
Yeah.
and being like, yo, I've lost all of that. I also don't have that desire anymore, and so on. Like, very few people have done that, and I'd like to say that I've done it myself, but I also think I could have been more transparent, and I think everybody can. But you've really just been open on what's going on. And it's very hard, especially when you have a coaching program teaching other people how to make money. It's hard to be like, I'm not perfect at making money. So respect for that.
Yeah, that's something I push on a lot actually, and that's kind of a big thought process that I have, to attract clients because a lot of like I've had people go with me just because of that reason. Like they know like, yes, I'm not at fucking multiple $100,000 a month. I'm not one of these moguls. If you want to go with them, you can. But it's like I at least am honest and I will show you like everything that's going on. I'm extremely open and I understand that there's tons I can learn from you guys as well. And also, I mean, I just like harp on in all of my videos. I'm like, I don't have a Lamborghini. I don't have expensive shit purposefully because I want to build something real and show you that I can show you that I'm good based on the value I can provide, not how I want to be perceived basically based on my lifestyle. Yeah.
I'm actually really curious because I've seen some of your stuff on Instagram. We've been going back and forth over text. But what is it that you actually do? What kind of companies do you run? Because I know that you had basically an agency and also the coaching thing. What is it that you actually do?
Yeah, so it's actually quite similar to what you guys are running. I actually have a couple of nothing crazy. A couple of bigger companies though that are on a little bit of like higher retainer style, but it's basically pay-per results. So I'm basically doing a lead gen agency. I run ads through Meta and all that stuff, but different than you guys, which is I think I want to talk a little bit about this at some point this call about they pay ad spend, and I actually have had clients for like a long time and it's good. I've only got like a couple of clients, nothing crazy. I keep my team like basically extremely minimal. I've had like literally a couple setters and closers over the time, but right now it's just me. So I'm trying to maximize my profit, and I actually have a couple questions about that, like in terms of inflection as well. But yeah, so I basically run that business, and that's majority of my income. That's basically everything that I've made. And I also am transitioning to kind of build a program on the side as I work on that, keeping it minimal so then I can use the feedback and also their businesses as well to improve my own, and kind of just staying in that loop over the next 2 years while I build my brand up. And then hopefully eventually the long-term goal is obviously like make 30 to 40% of my income through the business and like, 60 or so percent from the actual info, just because it's so easy to fulfill and really scalable and lean. That's like my long-term vision, but that's what I do.
Nice.
So
I didn't know you were in paper lead. That's sick.
Yeah.
Let's
That's
go.
Yeah, so
Nice.
I have clients over like, pay-per close and pay-per appointment, just general retainers and PIFs, and I've just found the highest LTV for me have been pay-per lead clients.
Wow.
So I just kind of doubled down on that and decided like, let me just get some bigger companies, a few of them, just a couple of bigger companies that are paying, multiple $1,000s a month, and then I can basically just ramp up ad spend on them and just keep them lean and, happy, and that's been me. So
Nice. That's
Yeah.
awesome. I actually
That
didn't
is
know that.
sick.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's sick.
Nothing crazy. I kind of position myself as like teaching more of like the AI stuff on my channel, just because that seems to be like what people are interested in right now. But at the root of it, lead gen. That's basically it. So
Oh, let's
Sick.
go. Where the
I
money's at.
Bro, by the way, I need a tattoo here. That looks sick. But I was just reflecting over that when you were talking. I was gonna ask you though, what's the reason you have two businesses rather than one?
so the biggest reason is because right now during this type of time of year, because I'm in roofing. My niche is roofing. Yes, I've helped some like general home improvements, so like maybe some remodelers and some other people here and there. But like my bread and butter is roofing. That's what 90% of my guys are. So during this type of year, it's it's winter obviously, and there's snow everywhere. I'm gonna blind you.
Holy, yeah, that was white.
Yeah, it's like heaven out there. But yeah. So there's really no roofers are paused for the most part. Like all my ads are paused for most of my guys, other than a few companies that want to just keep like a little bit of a profile on during winter. So it's like a perfect time to just double down on info because my skill sets, like I love making videos, I love content, I love helping um people like you guys because you guys are fun to talk to and share a lot of the same beliefs. Not all, I guess we've all kind of experienced how terrible it is to talk to a 60-year-old roofer about trying to scale his business. So that's kind of the focus over the winter, just to kind of double down on the program. And also the goal is just to keep it lean, where it's like I don't have to do much for it, and then I can just focus entirely on the actual business. But I got into this whole coaching thing because I got too much resistance from the agency. That was the original reason. And then I was like starting to like lose some clients. And I was like, no, let me just be a coach. It's easier to be a coach. But after I split my focus so much and tried to like balance and having a good lifestyle, I almost lost both. That's what I talked about that moment those in those weeks there. And so I kind of had to
Yeah.
sit down and take a step back and be like, what has gotten me all of my money up to this point? And it's been those clients with those, those B2B partnerships with these higher business, like these bigger businesses. And it's time to double down on that. And so this past 2 months or so, I've been building out this program, focusing more on content, in the hopes that I can start building a brand over the next couple of years. Cause I think that's probably one of the most like valuable assets you can have as a founder in general, just having a brand. It allows you to do anything else in the future. But yeah, that's a good question. I'm kind of getting sidetracked, but that is kind of
I guess
all of the yeah.
which one is the long-term future?
So the long-term future is it's got to be info for me. And I don't look down on that or perceive it in a different way. And it's kind of just like a typical anything to do with my brand. I think long term is like what I want to do because I'm looking long term, like 5 to 10 years from now. I like what I do with these companies, but when you have a kind of a brand, you can just like sell different things. You can kind of figure out how you can provide value, and that's what I want to do because that's what I enjoy doing.
That makes sense.
Yeah, but for 2 years or so, we're gonna double down on the agency and get it to as high as we can, and yeah.
So I'm gonna challenge you a bit if you don't mind.
Oh, go ahead.
Is it okay if I do
yeah,
that
yeah,
for
yes,
your
yes,
channel?
yes. It is.
Perfect, man. So, um, Info is famous for being an easy business to start, hard business to scale.
Yes.
Agency is known for being pretty medium, where it's like a service-based business is kind of hard to start, kind of hard to maintain, kind of hard to scale, kind of hard to grow. It's kind of medium, right? So like everything in an agency goes more like this, and I'm sure you've seen Alex Moses talk about this, right?
Yeah, the diagonal
While
line,
a
info is
info
like
goes like this, right?
Yeah.
So basically, what it seems like you're saying right now is I'm gonna use an agency as my this vehicle to then use my info product, which is usually this vehicle, to do this with it. So it sounds like you are using the wrong business for the wrong thing. And I don't want to tell you that you're doing the wrong thing. I'm just like trying to give you my input here.
Right.
And what I would do if I was you is info is the best way to make money fast.
Right.
So if you're keeping the agency to make money fast, then you're having the wrong make money fast strategy, because info is so good. Like you can turn around, and I know this might not seem real for you because you've been doing this for a while, but you can turn around and you can start making 50K a month in take home income from info in like a month. And like
Right.
Cameron is a great example. He had almost no following. He had like 2,000 followers on his YouTube, same as you do. And he got like 100K on his first month with info. And then now he's still scaling it, but it's not scaling as quickly because that's how info goes. So if it sounds like you just gotta change how you're doing the info a bit, and then that seems, if that's what you want to do long term anyways, why not go all
Right.
in on that right away? Because that's famous for being good for cash flow short term. While an agency does not seem like what you're passionate about.
Right.
Jim, what do you think?
I agree. I think it depends on what kind of business you want to run. I mean, a lot of people talk about this, but building two things at the same time is extremely hard. It is
Yeah.
extremely hard. And there are people that do it. Another great example is Cameron, like he runs two businesses at the same time, but I think even he believes it is very, very hectic. It's hard to grow two companies at the same time. And if you know that info is the long-term play, then as Edwin is saying, like the beginning of an info product can go really fast. You can go from
Right.
0 to 100K by just selling, sales. And yeah, I guess I think it depends on what your goals are.
Right.
Because if you want to run an info product and show other agencies how to do it, then being able to
You
also
need
have
to
an
be,
agency will
yeah,
help.
exactly.
It will
That's
help.
kind of the aim.
Yeah. There's one thing though. I say this. I'll say this. It will help, but it's not required. And if you look at the best info product owners, they do not have another company. Even though they might have done it in the past, they do they only focus on their info product. The biggest companies. I mean, what's a great example? Maybe
Charlie
maybe
Morgan.
Cole
Yeah.
Gordon, Charlie
Iman
Morgan, Cole
Gadzhi,
Gordon.
Cole Gordon, Charlie Morgan, Jim Launch, V Shred, every example is like that.
But
Yes.
some of them have other like I know Cole Gordon. He's spoken a lot about like being distracted, but he's always came back to just doing one thing and what he's doing best. And I think it might be a limiting belief that you need a company just to show that you can do it.
Yeah.
I think that a
Right.
better track record is look, I've helped this person do this.
Yeah.
That would be like a better because sometimes you see like football coaches and they're all fat and like chunky and they
Yeah.
can't play football,
Yep.
but they know how to teach people how to play football.
Yeah.
But it all depends on what you want to do. I mean, that's just how I see it.
It's a hard
I appreciate what
balance.
you say there, Jim. I agree.
I totally agree as well. Like I think you guys, this is kind of a thought process I was having as well, and the kind of the problem, the way I perceive that, and I'm sure it's some kind of limiting belief. I was watching a video of, I don't remember who, but some coach that coach, whatever. Um, I'm like, he was doing
Everybody out there nowadays.
yeah, he was doing a mastermind and like talking in front of like a big screen explaining like what he does, and I was thinking like, if I did that right now with what I know now, do I think I'm qualified enough and good enough to teach this to people? And the truth is that I just don't think I'm good enough yet. So my thought process is kind of to build the info and kind of position it as more of just doing content every couple days and then just taking maybe a day of the week to do that. Kind of like how Cameron was building, he was essentially warming up License and Scale for like a long time with a 500 a month school group, right? And that's kind of my angle right now, and kind of using the feedback to grow the agency until I'm at a point where I feel like I'm qualified to teach that. Like I right now, I'm just giving them like advice based on what's worked for me, but like I'm not one of these moguls, I can't tell them, okay, here's the exact steps to ramp up a CSM when I've never had a CSM. You know what I mean? So I think you guys are right to an extent that like the Charlie Morgans and the people that don't currently run the businesses don't, because like they have, obviously it's more scalable and better to focus on one thing. But before they could do that, they had to get to a certain point. And I guess for me, I'm taking this year as a time to get to that point before I can kind of double down.
What do you want to teach people with your info?
I want to teach people how to. I know where you're going here. Like, cause Yeah, basically
Still
to
answer
go,
the question though.
yeah. I want to basically get people to get to be able to experience what I got, to maybe make their first, I don't know, 100K online through like a business.
Pause there.
And I've
You
done
want to get
that.
people to experience what you
Yeah.
get to experience. You've already cracked that, man.
I know, but it just doesn't feel as extreme as like it's not as good
Don't
as I know
compare
it could
yourself.
be.
Don't
Yeah.
Man,
compare yourself.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and you're saying it doesn't feel as extreme as, and you don't say it, but what you're thinking is it doesn't feel as cool as what Cameron or Charlie or Iman Guides is able to teach. But you also aren't trying to do what they're doing.
That's a
Like
good point.
Charlie's trying to teach people how to be a coach nowadays. Like he's trying to teach people how to scale an info product.
Yeah.
He was first teaching people how to scale a agency, now info products, and now both.
Let me also tell
Cameron
you
is-
something. Yeah, sorry
Yeah,
to
let-
cut you off, Edwin. Yeah.
Let me just say, Cameron is trying to teach people how to scale. His ads are saying if you are stuck below 100K a month and you want to crush through 100K a month, you want to follow me at $1 million a month, that's not what you're trying to do.
Yeah, it's very different.
You're trying to make people live the lifestyle you did. How much money are you spending in that lifestyle that you want to help people get to?
I mean, I was spending like 8 to 12K a month, which like isn't
Yeah.
smart, but yeah, that was
No. So that means you want to teach people how to make 10K a month in profit. You know how to make 10K a month in profit. You're making
Yeah.
10K in profit right now.
Right.
You've done that for a long period of time, right? And even say this month was slow, whatever. You know how to make 10K a month in profit.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You are looking at them and saying, I need to learn from them, but you're not looking at what they're teaching, right? For you to learn how to, or teach people how to get that lifestyle, you've already cracked how to do that pretty well.
Yeah. And on top of that, what do you think is easier, helping people get to 10K profit or helping people build an agency to 150K per month? I mean, it's definitely easier to teach people how to get to 10K, which means that you'll have a bigger TAM. You'll be able to help more people so you can sell to more people.
That's a good.
And
Yeah.
as well as the fulfillment is easier. It's like I think there's a lot of people that have this approach where they do like a low ticket to middle ticket to a high ticket, like an ascension. And the reason why they do that is because there will always be people that try, but they fail with the info products. Like you can't teach everyone to run an agency and do 100K per month because not all people have what it takes to do that.
Yeah.
And so for you to just teach people that middle ground or like 10K profit would be easier. So you can argue that you'd have more better results for more people. It's easier. Plus it's like, yeah, that's the you've already done it as well.
Yeah. I appreciate that.
Can
yeah.
I- Oh no, give your thoughts before I give mine.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
I guess like I've had this exact same thought process myself, but I kind of viewed this whole thought process as just a form of resistance from trying to grow the agency because it's too hard. And that is kind of how I've been viewing this kind of whole thought process. And that's how I feel like most people do it and perceive it, like in the public eyes, like, oh, he's just coaching because it's too hard. Right? So it's like, why not at least try to see if I can get it bigger? And
Because that's not what you want to teach people. You don't want to teach people how to get it bigger. You want to teach people how to get there. Yeah, didn't want to figure out how to get to 100K. That's true. I'm also not going to help you get to 100K. When you're at 10K a month, I want you to call this guy. He's a good friend of mine. He's called Cameron England. He can get you from 10 to 100. Or call Charlie or whoever. But if you want to get your first 10, I promise you, I've done it. I've done it again because I lost everything. I've helped 100 people do it. I've gotten that lifestyle. Here's the proof, right? So it's not a lie, and you're afraid of what people will think. I think,
Yeah.
Jim, I think you can see that clearly too. Like based on talking to you, Owen, it seems like you consume a lot of content, if I'm not mistaken, and you see a lot of like the coaching space, and you see the thoughts that people have and the judgment, and you see the comments, and you see the person mocking the person who's mocking the person for that guy doing that, and so on. Fuck all of that. Do you think that somebody who has never made $1 online would appreciate your help if you try to teach them how to get to 10K a month?
oh, I know
you
they
think you
do
could
just
help
be
him?
based off of like my current clients. Like they're extremely
Right.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And if that's what you want to teach people, because you said that that's what you're passionate about, then start teaching people that. I'll give you a great example of this. Alex Shamosi had a portfolio. You guys remember 2 years ago, right? Alex Shamosi said, I have nothing to sell you. I have no paid programs. I only want to sell to 1% of the market. Then he had a few interesting conversations. Kale's openly shared this with me. He had a few eye-opening conversations where he realized that he was not passionate about helping people make their $100 millionth. He was passionate of getting people to their first 100K. If you guys saw the Tony Robbins interview, he also re-brought this up. He was passionate about getting people that had already started making money to start making a lot of money. Not the world's richest people, also not the super poor people, everybody in between. That's who he speaks to. You already have a business, you want to grow it, right? That's why he went away from I have nothing to sell you, and he started selling a bunch of books. He started doing a $100 million book launch. He started doing a workshop. He created school because that's who he realized he was passionate about helping. You are passionate about, and sorry for going on a rant. I just really want to help you because I know you have talent that I want you to use it the right way. You're passionate about helping people who want to get to 10K a month. And you're comparing yourself to people who are passionate about helping people get to 100K a month. Like, I would hate the lifestyle of teaching people how to get to 10K a month because I hate dealing with those people. I would love to teach people how to get to 500K a month and so on, right? That's what I feel like I'm good at, but we're different there. So don't take what I would teach people or what Cameron does, because that's not what you're passionate about. Okay, I think I got my point across. Does
On
that
top
make
of
sense?
that as well, yeah. On top of that, oh, what was I gonna say? Now Blackie again. Same as our video.
That's funny, bro.
Wait,
You're good.
give me 5 seconds and I'll remember it.
In the meantime, what's your thoughts?
I totally agree. I think you guys are right on it because obviously, like, what's kind of not worked in the past for me has been splitting my focus too much. I've seen the most success in the last couple of months. I think I signed like 10 new clients last month, for example, and like that's pretty good for,
10
all
coaching clients?
yeah, all things considered. So it's like
Do that, bro.
Yeah, just doubling on that.
I know, but it's like they be asking me questions because I get them to like a certain point. I got a couple clients in the door. They're like working through their CS stuff, and then they're asking questions about like things that I just like I think, and I just feel like a bit
Yeah.
of an imposter trying to answer.
Can I
them.
be honest with you?
Yeah.
I really can't help you. I'd love to help you, but I can't help you. I do know a guy who can, though. I'm so glad that you're at the position where you do need a CSM, and I want to help you. And I think the best way of me helping you is just telling you that you've reached a point where my expertise no longer can help you scale to the next level. First of all, I'm proud of you profiting your first 10K a month and so on. Now, I do know Cameron. Do you want me to make a group with him and he can help you get to the next level? And then make a affiliate group with Cameron or Charlie or
That would be good.
Jim or whoever knows how to.
Cameron would
get to the
love
next level.
that. He
I
he
know.
would, he
I
would-
could reach out and definitely make that happen for
Exactly. Or even if you don't make a separate program, just say, I'm gonna be honest, this is not where I help you. Just like I'm sure you've seen Alex be like, when people ask him about super specific media buying stuff, how to use the ads manager, he's like, dude, I have no idea. I know how to make a hook. I don't know how to use the Facebook ad
Right.
library because that's not what he's good about, right?
And I remember now what I was gonna say as well. We spoke a little bit about like other people feeling like, or that you haven't done what. Oh, how do I phrase this? You're not scaling your agency to a certain point, and people will see you as like, oh, he just became a coach because it was way more easier. The thing is, you will always have stuff like that, but just at different levels. For someone making 100K a month or 200K a month with their agency, they're gonna have people instead saying, "Oh, it's not true. If it was true, he would just scale his own agency and he wouldn't teach people how to do it. This is a scam." And you're gonna have that at no matter what level. You're gonna have people like that. So I just think you just gotta. It's kind of like picking when you're picking a niche. You're just
Yeah.
picking
Pick your poison.
Yeah.
pick your poison.
Everyone has
Either you have
downsides.
people.
Yeah.
Exactly. You just gotta pick. Do you want to people to tell you you're a liar, or do you want people to tell you that you gave up early? And both of them, I would say, they're equally as bad. I mean, and it will just. I mean, maybe
Yeah.
the 100K one is even worse. Like, oh, he's lying. He has never done this. And I think you will just always have those things. So I think that shouldn't be something that determines if you scale your agency first and then start your info, or if you just go all in on the info. I don't think that should be the point where you're like, okay, I'm gonna do this rather than this.
So I do have one kind of follow-up question
Go.
on the back end of that. I guess when I've seen most explosive growth, especially for info, because we kind of talk about the whole shape, right? To kind of for the catalyst for that initial growth, there's like a couple different ways you could go about doing it. One, extreme like virality, right? Obviously that's great, but hard to replicate. Two, by becoming so damn good at what you do that there is no chance. And this is like my example, like a Cameron example, for example. I think that the reason why he's been able to explode that info is just because he's so damn good at what he does that no one else in the market can even compete, right? And that's why, like, if I don't take
Respect to Cam.
always,
Love to see
always,
this.
always.
Should we put an affiliate link in the
we'll send
bio?
it to him. We'll
Yeah,
send it to him.
he's
We'll
gonna
send it
make
to him.
so much more money than any of us from this
0
shit.
to 10 me, and then I'll put a link under it. 10 to 100. I'm just kidding. Yeah, I don't know. I guess that's just kind of the problem, because when you grow a info business specifically off of content, there's so many competitors out there, and I've experienced it firsthand with having guys like, I really wanted to help, but I couldn't because they're just like, oh, I just want to go with your competitor because he's made more money than you with the agency. It's like, it's such a kind of distinguishing thing that it almost feels like you're kind of swimming in an upbeat river trying to grow the content and get enough like virality to get the results that you want without being the best at it.
Let me just ask you. I don't get. Are you saying the business is hard? That can't be true.
What do you
Business
mean?
being hard? Business can't be hard. No, you must be talking about something else than me.
All right.
Business is easy, right? No, I'm
Yeah,
kidding.
fair
In all
point.
seriousness, Matt, you're talking about the business problems you're gonna be experiencing. Would you rather deal with that, or would you rather deal with 60-year-old George saying that he hates you more than he hates Angie's list? You know, like, pick your poison, as we said before. This is your poison, and how you solve this is saying 100%. Look, this guy, he has made more money than me. So if you want to learn how to make 500K a month, go to that guy, because I don't know how to do that. But if you want to learn how to make a 10K a month, I can give you 100% certainty on that, because I've helped not one guy, not two guys, not five, not 10, but however many you've helped. 150 people get to that point. So that's what I know for a fact. And what are you thinking about right now? Being able to retire your family, being able to live a lifestyle, or making 200K a month to flex your screenshots of Stripe on your Instagram story? And he's going to be like, no, really just retire my family. Sweet, that's what I can help you with. That's how the sales call looks.
I agree, and I do like this idea, because like like you said, the TAM, like, it's huge. Like, there's so many people that want to start a business. Like, it's almost obviously it's infinite. And that jump going from 0 to 10K a month, I think for all of us is probably been the most impactful thing of our lives.
Yes, 100%.
Just believing that, one, we can even make money online and that's even possible, and two, just like at least experiencing a little bit of freedom. I think that's been one of the biggest things.
100%.
Cool. I
I'm
appreciate
proud of you, bro.
Yeah, I appreciate the feedback. I love getting challenged like that. I love because it's the shit that like you don't think about because you're so blinded based on what you're doing, and you need outside people to just give you that perspective. So I always am grateful for that.
So what happens after this call?
I
was just
reevaluate
gonna
my
ask,
whole
what's the next
life.
steps?
It's already evaluated. You just leave the agency and go all in on the or all in on the info. I think you should. I definitely think you should, because I can tell as well that's what you like. Also, based on your content, I mean, if that's what you want to do, I think you should get really clear on that, get really good at that, and then just double down on that. Because I don't want to. It's kind of like what Edwin says. I don't want to help people. Well, that sounds a little bit narcissistic, but of course I want to help people. But I don't want to. I don't want to be in that space where that's what I do for a living, of like helping people scale from 0 to 10 or 0 to 20K. I would rather just have my own business and being in, like building a not an info business, but like another business. And I think if you want to do that, then you should go all in on that, because right now you're trying to do both, and you might, as you said, you might lose both doing that. Yeah.
I totally agree. I think also I've been kind of looking at it a time frame thing to kind of justify it, because like I haven't yet gone full in on doing more outbound and getting more clients and doing all this and running my ads again, and like I haven't done that, and I was planning on doing that coming out of winter here into spring, but then my clients are also going to suffer. The people that I all have there, especially the newcomers that want more time with me, and but I guess the overarching question is like, what do I do with my time then? Just master content? Because I don't think growing a program doesn't take that much time, you know?
That is such a funny question, actually. I actually spoke to a friend of ours called Angel. He asked me the same question. He's going to paper lead. He's like, this is gonna take 3 hours a day. What do I do for the rest of my day? And I think Owen, that there's always work to do.
I
There's
have a
always
question
work
that
to do.
is, and that's related to this at some point in this call as well.
For sure. I'm happy to answer that. But what I'm thinking is, are you really gonna reach a point where you're like, I've made every YouTube video out there, every topic out there. I have split tested everything I can split test on my landing pages. I have made my sales script better than it could ever be. I've gone to all of the events. I've watched all of the things that there is to know. I've watched all the YouTube videos. I have read all the books. I have spoken to all the mentors that I can speak to. I have taken every sales call with every qualified lead out there. No. So
Obviously.
until you're at that stage, do one of those things, right?
Cool.
And there's always like as you said, outreach. Like you could create 20 accounts and have 50 DMs per day on each account with like an automation. If that's the way to scale, I don't know if that's the best way to get clients. But you could always create more ads. You can always,
Yeah.
there's
If you
always
stuck-
going to be things to need. Yeah. Or things to do.
If you're stuck on what do I do now, you always do one of the core four or one of your outreach methods. So I'm guessing you
It's
can
just content.
yeah, exactly. Then whenever you're stuck, you just make another piece of content. So whether that is, okay, I've already made 7 shorts today, but I have nothing left to do. Let me do another 70 shorts. Then I have 3 shorts a day every day for 30 days, right? Or whatever. I can't do math. Fuck. But you know my point. If you're stuck with what do I do, do more content.
I agree.
There's
have a
never limit to
great-
content.
Yeah. I have a great recommendation for your content. Do you know who Nick Setting is?
Oh yeah.
I think
You
he's
know him,
doing,
OS.
like,
You've
I-
met him in real life, haven't
I
you?
love Nick Sitting.
Oh, you've met him?
Yeah, I was at
He's a friend with Eric Cavaliers.
It's gonna sound super
Ah.
braggy. I was on the beach on the Rixos in Dubai, and he was recording ads. And so I met him there. Yeah.
Yeah, I have never spoken with him. I have no idea really what he does. But what I've seen is that he grows and he started from scratch with an info product. I think he went from literally like 5K to, I'm assuming he does like at least 600K, 700K per month.
He does that
And
much now?
I think
He's got
so.
software now. He went into the software game, and I think he's crushing it there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he does a
Really?
software.
Yeah, I haven't
that,
seen
like,
that, but
it's like a DM setter, but a program like a software that does that automatically with like AI,
Wow.
via Instagram. It's a cool software. Yeah. I think Eric's got equity in it as well.
Cool.
interesting. Yeah, but I would I would look at people like that that have went from, let's say, 10K, 20K, 30K with info, 50K with info to 500, 600K or whatever you want to scale it to, and I would just look at what they were doing.
You're
And,
so yeah. You guys are. I had a feeling this would come up because I feel like Edmund always says something along these lines because the fact that like you kind of need to close that like I don't know that potential gap and just like if my clients, for example, if they're not at what I've gotten to myself, then I can still help them. And so
Yeah.
because
That's another thing you can always do. Call your client to be like, what do you need help with? What are you working on? Let me co-work with you. Let me show you how to do it better.
right.
As for referrals, yeah,
Always help them.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's I guess you kind of I don't know, I've just kind of felt like I can't provide as much value. I just assume that the more income, the more value you can provide. Like the farther you've gone, the more value, but I guess it's just kind of a closed loop and it should be that way because it's like an
Yeah.
example, it's like I've had lots of clients ask me questions that I'm not qualified to answer even though it's what they think they need to know, but the problem is it's like not what they actually need to be focusing on and what they need to know.
then get good at communicating what you just said. Like get good at telling them, hey, even though I can teach you that, you need this to be able to get to the next point.
Yes. Most of the
And-
You don't need a CSM. You need this.
I'll say a last point to hammer this down, and then I promise we'll move on from
Yeah,
this
we-
topic because you're probably tired of it.
yeah,
but-
for sure.
Do you think, I think you're better than Elon Musk or Bill Gates or Jeff Bezos at teaching people how to get to 10K a month? Because they're so far away from it. They're so far away
Yeah.
from it. They have 100,000 employees. Jeff Bezos has 3 million employees. He can't teach somebody how to get to 10K a month. He doesn't remember that. He was unprofitable for 9 years, and then all of a sudden he was a multi-billionaire. While you have lived that, and now you've taught people how to do it. So you're the most qualified. The bigger you get now, the less qualified you get, because the further away you get from that reality, and you want to live in that reality. You want to live in the reality of like, I remember how it felt trying to get to my first 10K, because that's who you're helping. You gotta know
Right.
their pains, their pleasure.
Yeah,
Yes.
Jeff Bezos would be like how to get to 10 locations instead of 10K. Like that would be,
Yeah.
that would be his input.
10 countries covered with your software.
Yeah.
So, oh, I would
Critical
say this.
information.
I would say this. You next steps that you definitely I would do if I was you is like, don't close down the paper lead thing,
Yeah, it'd be
because that's
stupid.
the engine
It'd be
in
stupid to
cash
throw
flow.
away the clients that are giving me money. Yeah. 100%.
Yeah, stop spending time selling on it and just maintain it, and try to cut down to like 1 monthly call max, like very short, and as little time as possible, like less than an hour a day. That's what I did with my pay per appointment offer. I'm spending no time on it, but it's generating 50K a month in recurring now, so that's really nice. Then you can do the same thing. They're easy. Then with the with the coaching, what I would do if I was you is I would sit down and I'd spend 3 hours tomorrow or today. It's not even late for you, so you can do it today. Just write. I know this is gonna sound funny, but write 100 thumbnails or ideas to YouTube videos, and just write so many ideas and just brainstorm on ideas. Because then when you have that open loop of 100 YouTube videos you gotta create, and this goes for anybody watching this too, when you want to get stuff done, you open the loop. So like you can write, if you gotta make ads, write the 100 hooks, because then you're gonna be forced to making these hooks into bodies, and CTAs. Otherwise, you're gonna have wasted your time. So you make 100 YouTube videos, and then you're never gonna be like, I have nothing to do. Because whenever you think that, you're gonna be like, oh shit, I have my 100 list of YouTube videos I gotta record, and so on. And then you have enough videos for like 2 months.
Right.
Make sense?
Yeah. That's another
Like-
thing. I know we kind of keep tanging on or whatever, but like, it's kind of hard to, because most of your content has to be obviously like on the client side. Like you have to, because I can't like say, oh, here's how I signed this many clients a month and this is how I scaled to the X amount, because like if I don't run it anymore, it's not fully, truthful and transparent. So it's like I have to make clients based on my client's proof, or my content or whatever. So it's hard to
No,
kind
you
of.
can still say, here's how I scaled my agency, because you've done it before.
That's a good point. Break-
Yeah,
just
for
throw
sure.
it-
Now, bro, this 1 day ago, 3 day ago, 7 day ago, 10 day ago, 2 weeks ago, you were posting every 3 days, right?
Yeah, 2 to 3 days. Last two videos have a flop. But if you scroll down like a week or two, most of them were getting like pretty out. All of them were outliers. So we're that week right there. It signed me like 10
This is nice.
clients. If you scroll down like
Yeah. So
Yeah,
how many
let's
clients
go.
have you signed in total on your coaching?
over the last like year, probably like not a lot, maybe like 30.
The good thing is it compounds as well. The
By the way,
more views you start getting,
Guess
Yeah.
how many videos you made on your YouTube channel?
Half of them, I know what you're getting at. Half of those clients have come from the last month and a half, because that's when I've been focused on content.
Okay. So month and a half. Let's see here. Month and a half. It's until then.
Yes.
you make
all
like
these,
one client
so-
per video.
Yeah, exactly. I was just gonna say this is 4, 8, 12, 16,
So if
20.
you
So you
sit
made
down and
20
create a
videos
video-
and you've signed 30 video clients. So per video you make, next time you pick up the camera, you record a video, you edit it, and you publish it, that's 1.5 clients on average. Plus it compounds on itself.
Yeah.
But minimum 1.5 on average. So if you make
Yeah.
3 videos a day, you're signing 3 clients a day. What do you charge up front right now?
My
Or what's your
offers,
lifetime value?
it's around 5K.
Yeah, if you want to make 15K a
Sounds
day,
pretty
make
good.
3 YouTube videos a day.
But LTV is probably like, I mean, I don't know. Most of them signed like a little while ago, but I'm assuming it's going to be around like 3 to 4K. That's another thing, is like the problem with,
If it's 3K, then you make 10K a month. Or 10K a day if you make 3 videos a day.
300K a month.
the problem with this is that like because of just who I'm targeting, the LTV is naturally just going to be lower over a longer time.
That's fine.
Right?
That's a part of the poison you gotta eat with this business, yeah.
But because I'm reaching like the broad market, I have the opportunity to grow a huge fucking channel, which will make me a lot more money than anything else. Like if I have, because I'm kind of seeing a similar affinity to all the like coaches and all the other people that kind of offer similar things, and it's like the one thing that they haven't mastered is just YouTube. And if I master YouTube, literally that's so easy, like singular focus. That's one thing. 100,000 subscribers, 200, 300,000 subscribers, like million a month. It just pops out, you know?
This is the one guy I would look at if I was you. He teaches people how to get to 10K a month. Imagazzi. And no, seriously, this guy does not teach people how to get to 1 million a month. Okay, he does now with his backends. But
he does like fucking
what-
everything right now. He sells like.
Yeah.
But you could
dope
do the
remedies
exact
weekly.
same thing.
Yeah, I
Because-
was just gonna
yeah.
say, literally take these videos and you see how he's not teaching people how to make an agency. He's doing BizOp, meaning like he's teaching
yeah.
people about here's how to make money online. You're teaching people here's how to run an agency. The agency market only has about 200,000 people in it. The BizOp industry has like 20 million people.
At least.
Right? That's what Grant Cardone is in. That's what Iman Gatz is in. That's what all these people are in. So you can literally steal 100 YouTube videos ideas from just here. And you can see that he truly cracked it.
Right. Yeah.
And then the reason why he's able to charge more later is because with his info product, teaching people how to get to 10K, if he gets to 1 million a month with that, you can now teach other people how to get
Here's
to
how
1
to get
million
to
a
a
month.
million a month. So eventually we're gonna become a coach that teaches coaches how to coach. Like that.
Yes.
Eventually.
That's a lot
what we're aiming for.
Eventually. Okay. All right. Fair enough. That's
Sick.
funny.
What's the next steps, bro?
All right, I got one more lesson. That was kind of like the longest. That was like an hour, I think, that alone right there. But I have.
Was it worth it?
Yeah, I appreciate the clear. Like, yeah, I have to join these calls more often if you guys keep having them.
Of course, bro. Yeah, it's fun.
So this one's a big one. I think that a lot of people, especially watching, will find a bunch of value, as well as you guys. So the second lesson is all about lifestyle inflation. Now, I say this hesitantly because I left very shortly after, but one time I was in Dubai. I think Evan watched my video because he reached out right after that video or whatever, and I was with the Miami Penthouse Bros, and I experienced one of them like close a 4K PIF and then immediately go to the mall and buy a $4,000 Louis Vuitton bracelet.
That's the stupidest shit I've ever heard. That's so
Okay.
fucking.
Okay. And so these guys claimed that they made tons of money, you know, they're like 70K a month profit, all this stuff, or whatever. Like, and so I got super fed up with it. And I was like, okay, bro, like how much money do you literally have right now in your bank account? Like open it up and show me. And it was like 20K. And so the dude spent 20% of his entire net worth on one bracelet. Now, as soon as I found that out, I literally left. Like, I swear to God, I booked a flight that night and I left the next day. It cost me double doing that, but I just couldn't be around that. And so one of the biggest lessons that I've learned in 2025 is just like how silly it is to live above your means. And how hard it is to spend, I guess, how stupid it is also to spend more than you make. It sounds like super basic and like, okay, obviously I'm not going to spend as much as I make, but like, it's harder than it sounds because I feel like it's so common to have tons of money in our payment processors. Be like, holy shit, like look
Yeah.
I've processed like millions of dollars. And then you look at your bank account and there's like fucking 5K in there. This is something that every
Yeah.
entrepreneur and their mom has dealt with. And so I think at our
Yeah.
age, specifically, we have an advantage here because we don't have kids. We don't have a wife other than Edvin's EA. But
Shut up.
Oh, he's made his research.
hey, I studied for this. I studied.
This
Nah,
is so
but-
funny.
I'm just kidding. But more importantly, we have like the most insane opportunity to take full advantage of compound interest. Like being our age, I don't think enough people our age realize this because like there's a lot of people in this space that are anywhere between, like I have clients like similar to your age, I have like younger 17, 16 to like, 25 or whatever, doing good numbers. And people like don't think about how much money actually compounds. Like not only that, but it'll open you up to so many opportunities in the future because when you live above your means, you constantly put yourself in survival mode, which one is a lot of pressure, so you'll burn out and you ultimately make less money. But like this kind of overarching lesson has been really, really hard for me to grasp, but like don't spend a dime on your lifestyle. And I think that this is a big one because like we have a really big advantage with our age. I think all of us are 19 or younger. Is that right? Jim, are you 19 as well?
Yep, 19.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, and
So-
you're 19?
Yeah.
Thought you were like 24. You look old.
You look way older, man.
Yeah.
It
the
says the guy with
US.
a beard. Come on, bro.
I'm
No,
halfway there.
but yeah, it's a US accent with the muscles, man. You
Hey,
and the
I've been
setup.
focused.
You
I've
look
been,
way older.
I've been focused on the gym. I'm locked in here.
I can
That's
see that,
good.
bro.
I appreciate it. I
stuff.
appreciate it. But like, I think like the problem is that we will like lose out on a lot of these long-term opportunities if you kind of play these short-term status, like these zero-sum status-driven games. You know, by buying cars and buying apartments, and I experienced this firsthand. I spent like, I mean, it's not crazy, but I was spending like 12K, 8 to 12K a month for a while, which is not smart given the fact that like I was accumulating debt, I was losing money, I was losing clients, and it's just like if you want to play this game of business long term and succeed over the long term and have these higher, you know, opportunities with these equity plays long term and actually truly experience compound interest and like put money in like and truly experience that as you get older, it's like dollars become so much more valuable. And if you kind of throw these things away just to like feed your short-term, I guess, wrongful desires, like it makes it way harder to achieve a lot more long term. And I think that's something that's the biggest lesson for me, because right now, like, I'm spending like fucking $800 a month total, like whole business, whole life expenses, super 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 low and lean.
Respect.
And-
That's less than my office, bro. You make me reconsider my life choices.
Just super cheap. But like obviously I'm
Yeah.
living with my parents. I'm living in a cold environment, which means I can't fucking go outside because it's 5 degrees out. But like, I don't know, I just long term, if you really think about this, where like why we got in this business model, like we want to have freedom and do cool shit, build cool things. If you don't use your dollars for you like long term, then you're not going to get those same opportunities. So take everything that you make and save it or invest it, not fucking spend it. That sounds simple, but I feel like nobody does it. And it makes me excited because the people that understand this, I know that we're going to crush all the people that don't, especially given a 10 or 20 or 30 year time horizon.
Yeah, that's true. Do you know the company Lovable?
Yeah.
Oh, I wish this video was in English. They are Swedish. They the founders of that company, and they live so interesting. Edwin, I think I told you about this morning.
Yeah. Was it the Maori video?
Yeah, it's in Swedish,
Right.
unfortunately, but they literally
My friend sent it to me, saying
Yeah.
that's me.
they spend like $500 per month. They take their bicycle. They bought literally a used bicycle that they ride to their office, and they live with other people. Like literally, the founder, who's worth what is in dollars? It's like $15 billion.
No,
I think. No, sorry,
1.2 billion
1.5.
dollars. 1.2
No, not million.
One point two
million.
billion dollars. Yeah.
$1.2 billion, and he literally has a bicycle for $200,
And he's 24.
and he's 24, and they were like, "What's the last thing?" They asked him like, "What's the last thing that you bought?" And he was like, I think it was like underwear." And they were like, "Okay." And he was like, he bought the underwear from his other co-founder. Like he bought it from.
That's
like-
low key a little too like.
It's a little bit insane, but people shouldn't look up to the people with the crazy, like the crazy watches, the crazy cars. They should be looking up to the people that are doing it because they love building actual businesses. And that business, they grew. Edwin, I think you know the metrics on this, but they grew from 0 to 1.2 billion. No,
To $2 billion in 9 months.
Yeah,
and then
to $2 billion in 9 months.
In 2 years, they went to $6 billion. And in 9 months, they went to $2 billion.
Yeah, and they don't even like, they take their used bicycle to their office, and they live for like $500 a month.
Can I give my thoughts on this? I actually have a slightly different opinion than both of you guys on this one. I feel like all three of us have lived both. We've lived super cheap, and we've also all lived like spending way more than we should.
Yeah.
And my thought process on it is you should never spend more than 30% of your profit if you want to grow your business. If you're happy with your business, you're maintaining it, then I think you can spend up to 50%. But if you want to continue growing, you should never spend more than 30% of your profit.
Yeah.
So if you're profiting 15K a month, you should never spend more than 5K a month if you want to continue growing it. if, and I'm happy for you guys to give your thoughts afterwards too, but if you should also never spend less than 10% in my opinion. You
Yeah.
should never spend less than 10%. And the reason I think that is otherwise, unless you truly enjoy using your friend's underwear, I don't like that. And
It's a
obviously
little
that's
bit extreme.
yeah, no, but it also, I also don't. I think if you enjoy, because I don't know about you guys, but from what I know from you guys, you also enjoy having those headphones you got, oh, and you enjoy having the microphone, you enjoy eating at a dinner. It doesn't need to be the
100%.
most expensive, but it needs to be good food. So
Yeah.
I think as long as you enjoy spending money, which I think most people do, it's very, very few people that don't. I think you should still spend more than 10% because what I see that doing to me, which is what I do right now, it actually makes me enjoy my business growth more because I feel like, okay, I'm not irresponsibly spending money, but every time I have a lot of profit, then I actually, like 1 month, not too long ago, I think I profited like 80K. This was after my like split and everything that went wrong. And that was really good profit for me. I haven't made that in a long time, like 80K profit, which isn't a bunch, but for me it was good. But then when I got to, I decided to pay myself 16K that month, which is sounds a lot, but that's 20%. That's nothing really, right? And when I pay myself that, then I felt really good because then I was able to take my parents out for dinner. I had like 10 of it left by the end of the bank account, and I saw how my personal bank account had grew. I know this is gonna sound stupid because most people hate taxes. I felt good paying the taxes because I actually know that taxes in Sweden goes to the right kind of things.
I felt the same
Um,
thing like 2 weeks ago. Yeah, I forked out like a
yeah, I
bunch of
like
money. I
paying
was like,
taxes.
oh, this is yeah.
Yeah, and then I also that weekend or that week I went to Marbella with my girlfriend, and we spent a lot of money there, and I did not feel bad about it. So my end all outcome is like, if you enjoy spending money, spend more than 10% because it can make you happy, but never spend more than 30 if you want to
Yeah.
continue growing. Because if you
I
spend more
think
than 30, you can't take risk anymore.
Right.
And
yeah.
I just want to say one last thing: do whatever makes you happy, and also look, Jim. You said don't look at the people who spend a lot. Don't look at the people who spend nothing. I actually think look at the people who seem the happiest because
Mm.
some people seem really happy spending a lot. Some people seem really happy spending nothing. Most people seem really happy spending somewhere in between, right? Look at the people who seem the most content with their life and seem to be the people that you admire the most. So, like for example, I don't admire Elon Musk, so I can take some his learning in business, but I don't want to model his life because I don't want to be divorced 5 times,
Yeah,
right?
he does look
The
Mm.
pretty
person that
miserable.
I would say, yeah, the one that I would say I'm the closest with is like Iman Gadzhi. I don't enjoy his business content because I think it's under my level. I don't think that his businesses are super cool, but I think he's the closest to the life I want to live. He's famous, but not too famous. He makes a lot of money, but he also has time for life. He's really close with his friends and his network. Everybody respects him. That's the kind of guy that I want to look up to. And does he spend a lot of money? Hell yeah. How much does he spend? Exactly 20% of his profit every month. That's his rule. I always spend 20% of my profit.
That's
And
good.
one
Yeah.
month he made no profit and he actually didn't pay himself that month. And I really looked up to that. So that's my rant. Jim, what do you think?
No, I agree. I'm not saying that I'm not gonna pay out myself and like live on $500 a month. Absolutely not, because I have goals where I like, yeah, it's a big part for me. But I think, yeah, I definitely agree with what you're saying. The reason why you run a business is also partially because of the, well, not partially, but most of it is because of the profit. It's like revenue feeds the ego, but profit feeds the family. Um, I 100% agree with that. You should always take profit, and the goal of a business is profit, right? That's how you determine if a business is actually good or bad in reality, is how much profit does that business
Yep.
generate. And so I 100% agree. I think that video was very interesting,
Yeah.
seeing like two billionaires like, yeah, riding a $200 bike to their work. And I think that's better to look up to than people that, yeah, might only have 4K and then spend 4K on a watch. Um, I
A
think
bracelet.
it's yeah, or
Not
bracelet,
even a
yeah.
watch.
Yeah, worse.
But I
Way
also
worse.
like yeah, I definitely agree. Like I definitely want to have an amazing life and have a lot of profit. So I definitely agree with you, Edwin. Like I think you should 100% take out a bunch of profit, and that's the goal of the business. At least for me, I want to definitely take out a bunch of profit.
So, what are you guys' thoughts on kind of taking this more of like an extreme approach, kind of in relation to seasons? Because obviously, like ideally, we'd love to be balanced 24/7 for like long time horizons, but like kind of like an Iman. Like he's extremely balanced. He's been doing this for a while. He's kind of spends the same amount that he like obviously he makes a lot more and more, whatever. But like kind of because like right now, for example, because we have that big advantage of just our age in general, like we could literally sacrifice 3 years of our lives and literally be set for fucking like life. Like you could like exit, have 3 years of just absolute insane grind and sacrifice where you don't spend anything, and then before you know it, you have like a couple $1 million sitting in like, I don't know, the S&P 500, and it's just compounding every year, and you live off the residuals, and then you don't have to actually worry about taking profit out of the business anymore. So it's like, what are your thoughts on taking advantage of our age to just throw all of like a ton of sacrifice, almost unrealistic, where you can't sustain it for your life, but setting yourself up, your future self up, so then you can live better later on.
Yeah,
I
Jim, I'll let you go first because I got some opinions on that.
Okay. I think I've kind of trained myself to be that way where I just right now I am sacrificing. Like I only want to work, but I also believe it's good to enjoy, even though you are in like a season of like work, which might be 3 years, might be 5 years. I think I will probably work a lot for the next 5 years to come. Like even after that, I'm probably gonna work a lot, but will still have periods where I take time off.
Yeah.
I think it depends on who you are. Some people love working. If I didn't work every day, I would be very bored. I think I would have
Yes.
nothing to. It's
Yeah.
just like I don't know where to put that, channel that energy. If I don't work, so I think at the moment I am just working. That's what I want to do. But I also want to enjoy other things. So it's kind of like I I think having seasons is good. It depends on who you are as a person. Some people they want to work 4 months to go 3 months and do whatever they want. I think I'm more of like I work till I'm like burnt out and then I take a week off and then I'm like I get super bored so I go and work till I get burnt out again. Like that's the kind of
Yeah.
cycle that I have right now. Um,
Yeah,
but yeah, Edwin, what do you think?
this one is interesting.
It's
I
hard.
might disagree with you guys again here. I'm gonna preface this one with I don't think I'm right on this one. I'm just gonna share what I've found works for me. I think this is one of those so individual questions. I think all of us can say completely different things, and if there's three people watching this, they're all gonna find different success in each one of the peer or the methods that we share, right? Oh, and you talked about like sacrifice everything for the long term. Jim, you said like sacrifice everything, but also take risks whenever you need it and so on. What I found from my life is I don't, I'm not, I used to sacrifice everything. Last year, I spent a big period of my life really sacrificing everything for, I was trying to hit $1 billion in 12 months. I'm saying this as if nobody knows my story. Some people might know, but I was trying to hit $1 billion in revenue in 12 months. So I was sacrificing everything for it. My relationships, I left the girl that I was trying to get together with that at that time, now my girlfriend. I became very distant to friends, even business friends like Jim. We were friends, but we became pretty distant during that time. I became a big douchebag because genuinely, I know this sounds really harsh, but something I've found is that it's usually easier to be successful in business when you don't try to be the nicest guy. You don't want to be mean because then people won't like you. But being the nicest guy in the world isn't the best for business, right? Even though
Yeah.
it's great for relationships. So I sacrificed everything. And what I found was that if I did that, yes, I was gonna get a hell of a good life in the future and so on. But then what I found after that, where I'm kind of at now, is I don't want to sacrifice everything. I want to live the lifestyle that I love consistently and always have balance. And Jim, I saw some discrepancies in what you said, where you said I'm sacrificing everything and working really, or most things and working really hard. But then you also said I love working and there's nothing I'd rather do. A lot of people think they're sacrificing when they're really doing what they love to do. Like some people are like, I'm sacrificing everything because I'm going to bed at 9 p.m. I'm waking up at 5 and then I'm hitting the gym. No, that's what you love to do. You'd rather do that than party,
Yeah.
right? But they say that it's sacrifice because it's what they feel good about, but they wouldn't be willing to sacrifice to go and have a hard conversation because that's what they're not good at, right? So in my opinion, it's more of I want to find a lifestyle that I can stick with over the long term. Because if you're fit over 6 months and then you get fat again, who cares? If you work really hard for a long period of time and then you really hate it and then you burn out and then you stop, who cares? So I've been over the last 6 months, I've tried to find a balance where I have a routine, and I feel like I have this right now where I genuinely feel like I get everything in my life. I'm meeting my girlfriend. She lives in Colombia, so I'm meeting her like every quarter pretty much. I am spending about half of the year at home. I'm spending about half of the year traveling with other entrepreneurs, which is a good balance for me. If I'm always traveling, I'm never with family. That's not good. I spend half of my workouts hitting tennis. I spend half of my workouts hitting the gym. I love tennis because it's more fun, but I also care about my body, so I hit the gym, right? So like I have, if I can say myself, a pretty balanced lifestyle in my opinion. Most people would say that I work way too much because I work 11 hours a day. But I feel like I found a spot where everything in my life is exactly where I want it to be. But at the same time, I'm profiting more and more now than I'm ever doing before. And I feel like I'm able to grow the business. And I think because of the fact that the three of us watching this and somebody watching, or the three of us talking right now, are very capable people. We're very competent and we're smart. We don't need to sacrifice everything to get successful. I think we can spend some time with family. We can go on dinners and we can still be successful because we're smart enough. If you're a stupid piece of shit, you might not be able to do that and you might need to work 14 hours a day. But I don't think we have to. Now, that's my opinion. I might be
Maybe
wrong.
add one thing.
Go ahead.
I also want to add that I think spending the time with the people that you like is extremely important. If you have people that
Yeah.
have the same goals, if you work 12 hours a day or if you work 8, you will feel very fulfilled. And I think you will get more done just because you're around that kind of people.
Yeah.
It's like when you travel, you go somewhere and you're staying with entrepreneurs. I'm sure, yeah, all of us has done that. That is where you feel, even though you're working a lot, it feels so good because you feel like you have a
Yeah.
balance. Like you go hit the gym, you go out for a nice dinner, you work the entire day, and then once every 3 weeks, once every 2 weeks, you go out and like you do something crazy. Like we went on camels in like Morocco, went from Marbella to Morocco over a day, and just things like that. I think I could
I
do
agree.
that forever, and I could
Yeah.
still work a lot. Owen, what do you think?
I think I'm
Yeah.
finding that because I'm about, I guess, like, I'm about three months into this kind of total, and I agree. Like, I don't like the whole extreme approach. Like, it's fun to look at like an extreme example like those billionaires, but I've been in this kind of more extreme phase for around the last 3 months or so, and it's been extremely beneficial for like my income, my physique. I mean, I've gained like 20 pounds in the last like couple of months because I've been bulking and
We
like
can see that, bro.
yeah, we're putting on some size finally. But like I'm not near as happy. Like I am absolutely like if I just compare like I think I just have a problem with being too either one extreme or the other. It's either all or nothing, you know?
I was the same for my whole life. I get you.
I'm the exact same.
It's
Yeah,
really
me and Jim
hard
have had
to
that
balance.
conversation. We're all extreme. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
also why we're successful. But that's also why we've lost it all. Because we go too locked in
Big
and then we make
bets.
too much money. And then we start having fun. We have too fun. We lose it all. We've lived the same journey, all three of us.
Yeah.
Oh, and can I share one thing on here? Or actually two that is really top of mind. First one being when you look at the like it's easy to compare us to the average person and make judgments based on that, but I think that's a very bad idea because we're not the average person.
Right.
And once again, if you're watching this, base this on who you are so far in life. Because I was the average person 4 years ago, but I'm no longer, right? And we oftentimes might look at the people who are the average person, and we might look at them when they're 90 on their deathbed, and they say, "Oh, I wish that I thought more long term. I wish that I sacrificed more for my future." But is that really the person we should look at? I think we should look at the person who made $1 billion, and when he's laying on his deathbed, what does he say? And I've spent a lot of time, I don't know why, but I had an obsession for a period of time of watching people that were really old and watching interviews with them. And I started off watching normal people, but then I realized this is all bullshit because none of them lived the life I did. So I started watching these billionaires and these really successful people and so on. You know what? What all of them said, every single one. I can't remember a single exception. They said, "I wish that I did more of what I loved." And some of them said, "I wish that I worked less and spent more time with family," because they sacrificed spending time with family to work. Some people said, "I wish I worked more because I loved working, but people around me told me that I should spend more time with family." But what they all said that they all had in common was I wished that I sacrificed less and I enjoyed life more. While the average people, like the people who lived a normal life and were on their deathbed, they're like, I wish I sacrificed more for the long term. So Owen, if I can give you one, and once again, take this with a grain of salt. I've just found what worked
I
for
need
me.
it as well.
Yeah, you too, Jim. But you guys are 3 years older than me or 2 years older than me, so take this with a grain of salt. You've lived more life than I have. But what I found is, we hear them say sacrifice, and we're like, yeah, sacrifice. But do we want to live that life where we hate our life? Or I don't say hate our life. We don't enjoy our life as much when we gain weight in the gym and we make more money, or do we want to find a lifestyle where we're like, right now, Jim? I don't know how you feel, but I feel like, bro, you're funny. Jim just put in the chat for anybody watching, and it's the modern day Socrates. That's so funny.
He's the Swedish philosopher. Keep going. Sorry.
But no. So what I was just gonna say is like, Jim, I don't know about you, but me and Jim have been really close for the last month. Like, you've been the number one person I spend the most time with for the last month, and it might just be for a period. I don't know how close we'll be in a year, but I really enjoy it right now. And what I found is that I am at peak happiness. I don't think I've ever been this fulfilled. Just spent a bunch of time with my girl. I feel I'm really healthy. I'm a lot with family. I work, but my work feels like play because I do it, gym. We're on a call. I'm like, yo, check out this ad I just made. This one is gonna crush. And then he's like, bro, I just signed the client. And I'm like, let's go, bro. Like, that feels like play.
It feels like a video game. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And and I don't know about you, but I would guess that it sounds like, based on what you're saying, your average happiness, if you have to like score your happiness every minute, it sounds like that is lower right now than it is for me, even though both of us are gaining weight and we're both making more profit, right? So I would say try to find, and this is just once again what's worked for me, try to find a balance where you're able to get those things, but you're also able to enjoy life. And even if that means maybe only gaining 15 pounds in the gym rather than 20, you're gonna have enjoyed life more, because that's what every old person tells us that they wish they would have done differently.
Yeah, I agree.
Boom.
What do you guys think?
You got the third note taker in here. I agree. I think I like that approach, because for example, I know it's kind of annoying because like I wish it was more work than it is, but like I genuinely love working out. Like I literally, that is the only thing in my day where I'm like, oh my god, I can't wait to fucking go to the gym. You know, I love it.
Good.
It's so fun for me. I love connecting with people in there. But now I'm in a fucking shitty gym. I'm just kidding. But I went from a, crazy cool fun gym, and that was like my favorite part of my day. I literally spend 2 hours there, 3 hours there a day, which is not my leverage. Yeah.
I hate to interrupt you there, but was that at home or was that when you were traveling?
That was when I was in Spain.
Yeah, I was gonna say, because otherwise that is a good example of, we were talking about spending money before. I think that is one of those things. You love hitting the gym. Don't fucking sacrifice.
I will always buy a
spending money
nice
in that
gym, bro. I will always get
Exactly.
the nicest gym I can possibly
Because there
get.
are things we enjoy. It's not a bracelet for us, but for us it's a good gym. For me, it's a good tennis racket. I'll probably spend $500 on tennis rackets in the last 2 months.
I got a
Like-
good one I should show you. But yeah.
Oh yeah, it's not better than mine, but I got a new as well.
Hey, let me grab
But-
this.
Maybe the guy who bought the bracelet, that's what he loves.
Yeah,
Curtis
who
in
knows?
this case.
Probably not, but maybe he genuinely loves that. And if that's the
Yeah.
case, that we're excited about that one thing, then we should spend money on that, right?
Yeah.
Jim,
I
what do you
think
think?
Yeah, I agree. I definitely agree.
This has gone on for an hour and a half. Do you think anybody's watching this?
Holy.
Like this exact minute? You think anybody's watching, or everybody's clicked off?
I think so. Or maybe in like a couple of years, when it's like headlines.
When we're all super famous, then a bunch of people are
I
watching
can't
it.
find it. I don't know where it is, but
Ah.
no, people are definitely watching. I definitely think so, because I mean, my
This needs to
channel-
go on all 3 of our channels. This is on sauce, bro.
Yeah, my channel, it's not big, but I think there'll definitely be some people that want to stick through. And I also have,
So we got the Prince. And Jim is like, "What the fuck is this? I'm not putting this on my channel." I got the Prince lightweight racket. This is basically the world's best racket for beginners. It's really good for somebody who wants to get into the sport but doesn't know the sport. It's impossible to miss with this racket. Like Jim, you'd crush it with this. This
Don't try me.
this
Next time we meet, we're doing
is-
tennis.
this is the best racket for pros, in my opinion, out there. There is one that is high ranked right now, but I think this one is the best. This is Roger Federer's racket that he won a majority of his Grand Slams with. And this racket literally has like a 60% win rate. Like imagine this racket has more wins than any other racket out there. and it's the exact racket that Nadal and Federer had in what's called the world's best match. Both of them had this racket. And wait.
This is
I
high
promise I'll
leverage.
stop talking about rackets. But check this out. Can you guys see that? It's signed by Roger. It's not. He
Oh!
didn't sign mine. It's not that crazy. I just bought one with his signature that costed like $50 extra or whatever. But it's literally the exact same type with the exact same strings that Roger Federer has.
Edwin,
Enough tennis.
I could play with my phone and still beat you with that racket.
Sure, buddy. Let's
Damn.
see. Let's see.
Damn. Shit. I'm trying to play paddle. I am a god at paddle.
Ooh,
I don't think I've.
so
I'm better than all of
no
you guys
way.
have paddled.
No
No,
way.
Edwin, you're shit at paddle.
No way. Bro.
No, I'm good now. I'm good now.
Bro,
I
you
was
don't
shit.
know about it. That's fun.
We used to play a
Edwin.
lot when we were in Spain and
Yep.
in Dubai. We used to play a lot. We like in Dubai. We were there. I was there. What was it, like 3 months ago or so? I was there for a month with a couple of friends that also run businesses, and we used to like in the evening just rent a paddle, like a paddle place. And one time there was no one there, and we had all of the speakers playing like Afro House, and we were all there without our shirts, like playing paddle for I swear like 4 hours.
Dude,
Dude,
entrepreneur
paddle is
fever
so
dream.
fun.
That's
Yeah.
so
Yeah,
good.
that is so sick, bro. That's so
Yeah.
sick.
Yeah, that's good. Okay,
It's been an hour and a half exactly now.
We hit my lessons. What about you guys' lessons?
Oh,
I don't
don't
think
even
I
get
have time.
started.
Yeah, I don't think I have time to speak for another 3 hours about mine. I'm a yapper.
All right, fair enough. Fair enough.
But this was
Biggest-
so good.
I do
this
have
was
a
Biggest
really
one,
good.
Edwin. One big learning lesson. No explanation. Just tell us what the learning lesson is.
Create conditions that make it impossible for you not to achieve what you want to achieve.
That's what you told me earlier today.
Yeah. I can
I
give
like that.
so many examples of that recently. Go ahead, Jim.
Oh. I gotta say the biggest one right now is about delegating, like learning how to properly delegate. Yeah, that's definitely the one.
Going further on
Biggest-
that, because I also want to know, Edvin, after having managed a 50 plus person team, how would
49.
you? Sorry, my bad. How would you
Yeah.
answer his question?
Check my YouTube video. that me
We
and
actually
Jim
did
just
this
recorded
today.
Yeah, we recorded a video this morning about this.
All right,
Oh
all right,
man,
I'll watch that later.
it's out of my YouTube soon. It's gonna be out before this one, I think. How to delegate? I would say, in a 1 sentence or 2 sentence answer, it's make somebody else watch what you do. No, actually, this was in the last video. I think it's basically
about the
make sure you get the right
DOD and
people.
stuff.
No,
Yeah.
yeah, make sure you get the right people. Make sure you train them the right way, and then make sure that you give them the right instructions. That's the three. Get them the right, hire the right people, train them the right way, and give them the right instructions. If you do all those three, you're gonna succeed. I go more in depth on our last week, so that's like the 17th of 18th of January. We made a video about it. That one is
Yeah.
pretty in depth on how to go about that.
We spoke today as well about like I've had a bunch of team members like hired the right people, but I've still been in the trenches like working on things that I shouldn't be doing.
The diamond.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Hormozy.
exactly.
Oh yeah, from Maddox Hermosi, right? No?
Yeah.
The when yeah.
When, how,
Um,
what, why.
Yeah.
Or
That's right.
blockage.
Yeah. What we were speaking about today, though, was the reason why I haven't been delegating is because I've had a really big ego of like I can do it better. And what was the other point? Ego and
Thinking short term. It's
Yes,
faster to
thinking
do it
short term,
myself
yeah.
and today than it is making somebody else do it. But long term, it's more expensive.
yeah. So I've had I haven't had a 50 head count on my on my team. I've had a max probably 17 or 16. But even though I've had a really, really big team, I feel like I didn't utilize all of my team members. And I feel like I was doing a bunch of stuff that I shouldn't be doing at that time as well. But yeah, that's
Cool.
pretty much it.
Sick. I would
wanna
say on
quickly-
that.
You go ahead. Go ahead.
No, mine is completely separate actually. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
I just wanted to quick fire a bunch of like mini lessons that I got, like one sentences, super small.
Go for it.
Okay, mostly all from this year. So, or I guess last year. So, I learned a lot about like kind of just growing up in general, like what it means to become, because everyone kind of talks about the transition from like being a kid to being like a grown up, right? Or like
Yeah,
a
we're
man.
all in that trench right now too, without even talking about it.
Yeah,
We're all
so
becoming adults.
exactly, yeah. And so I've kind of like I've tangibly kind of put down words as to like what I think that actually means. I think a big part of it comes about like being comfortable in your own skin, knowing where you're going, having fun while going there, and then also just like not only having values, knowing what they are, but more importantly, standing by them. That's probably the biggest thing about that I've seen that kind of differentiates, I guess, children from men, I guess, if you want to say. Because I've had like, I dated a girl that was 24, like way older than me, and it was my first ever experience of like being with like a fucking like a proper relationship, and I learned that like I guess kind of more about how to become that type of person, more capable, mature, and all that stuff. And that most of that maturity comes from having values, knowing where you're going, having direction in your life, which all of us obviously do. Um, so that's one thing. Oh no. So also I
It's
learned.
doing the same thing, just so you know.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I'm just playing around, bro. But it's all true.
Yeah, I don't know. Another thing is I learned you shouldn't scale a business with ads until you have a solid foundation.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Big having a brand or having cash flow, whatever that looks like. I learned that if you can handle the volume, take your own sales calls, unless you can't handle the volume.
Everybody loves hiring closers.
I know
Nobody
it's so
needs a
fun.
closer.
I don't want to take a sales call, but it's like, why not? Like, yeah.
Yeah, for anybody watching this is such a side nugget, but a closer should be the last thing you outsource, maybe after high level marketing. Like you should probably get a media buyer early, but you should keep making the ads for a long time, but except for that, you should not get a closer early. Like you should be at 100, 200, depending on your model, 300K a month without hiring a closer. At the optimal business, you're just taking sales calls all day until you hire a closer.
I'm pretty
And
sure.
how do you know when the right time to hire a closer is? When you could make a compensation structure that is profitable for your company. And if you were on that compensation structure, you would earn over the OT for the role. Anyways, go on.
I think, yeah, that's 100% right. I think that what I'm kind of grateful for and I have the opportunity to do, and I think I'm going to be very, very careful about this, is like I have the opportunity with Info especially to like literally get to 100K a month with like maybe a setter, and that's it. That's it.
Yeah.
And that's like
VA.
yeah, that's like
Even
the
that.
superpower of this business that I think I'm gonna really harp on, because the problem is that like I don't learn much about delegating and all this stuff, and I haven't had a giant team before, like maybe at most like 4 or 5 people, but so there's lots of downsides to that, but the profit looks good. So I've had a hard time balancing like what should I be doing manually, because ideally like the biggest founders and stuff in the space are just pretty much spending all their time on just script content and like high leverage like thinking, bigger decisions. So yeah, that's a side tangent, but anyways, I also learned to never confuse limerence with love ever again.
What does that mean?
It's like basically you are in love with the idea of them and the future that you could see with them instead of actually them. Like being almost in love with how they make you feel instead of them. That is a huge fucking lesson that I've learned, because I was at a harder place in my life when it comes to business, when it comes to like just kind of overall my stats. And I found this person and she kind of filled all of the gaps and made life feel okay. And I began to like feel as if I was like better than I was in every domain. And I felt like I was so happy knowing damn well she was just a hole. Like she was just filling a hole for me. And I fell in love with the feeling of that, of feeling so complete, when the truth is that I was just avoiding the truth, which is that everything is going wrong, but she makes it feel better, and I'm in love with the fact that she makes it feel better. So
This is like I think I said this earlier, but this is like Uguay giving advice to his
To to Panda. What's
Yeah.
his name?
Have you watched Kung Fu Panda, Owen?
the old
Yeah.
like the old shriveled yeah.
Guys, what's the odds of this? I was at a probably first birthday party I've ever. been on for like 2 years. Literally on Friday, and we watched Kung Fu Panda together, the number 4, and then you say that, bro. That's so
Yeah.
funny.
So that's
fire.
Yeah,
number
that's
one.
nice. Yeah.
A couple more quick fire ones. I learned that happiness comes for me largely from peace. That's a big one. I learned to work actively and make decisions from the higher version of yourself. I learned to have a strong safety buffer and make more than you spend. I learned the difference between input, output, and outcome. I learned that I absolutely love living alone by myself. And I learned what I want in my next girlfriend. That's my quick fire ones.
Let's go. Boom. That's sick.
Yeah. So
Nice.
Can I just say one last any thought before we leave? We all gotta give credit to ourselves. We got so much figured out for being 19 and 17 years old, right? Like we have so much figured out. Most people our age, as I said, I was at a friend's birthday party 2 days ago. They're all my age, and they are in a different world than me. And I don't think that I'm very high up based on where like I want to go and stuff. I think all of us are like 10% of where we want to be. But I
even.
still
If
feel
that.
like this is so far that we've came. Like even if we lose everything, even if we lose our muscle, our looks, our business, everything, just the mindset we have and how we think differently and how we analyze everything. Like I've started listening to Tony Robbins. Like he's the most basic self-improvement guy ever. But I think some of his
Goat.
principles are really good. When you're getting advanced, you kind of want to go back to his principles. And what he said was, life is not what it is; it's how you see it to be. And I think it's so true because we had something happen that day. Yeah, he is literally the closest to God there is. Like there was literally something that happened on the party that was like a super small thing. And I was happy about it happening because I had a learning lesson about it. My friends were like, "Oh, this is so ass. We lost like 30 minutes on it and stuff." And then I was like, "Wow, life is not what it is. It's how you interpret it." And I just want to say shout out to us for how far we've came and how much we have left to learn.
I totally agree.
Let's go. Shout out to you guys.
Appreciate it.
Enemy.
That's the pod.
Let's go.
This is not the last time this
Boom.
happens. Can I just say one more thing? What do you guys think about this? I really enjoy these calls. Like, this is where I enjoy making content the most. I don't love talking to a camera. I love this.
Yeah.
I could do this for days on end.
It's so fun. You get an outside perspective on shit that you just like you just can't think about it. Like you're so blind to what you don't know. Like you quite literally don't know what you don't know. You know? So
Yeah.
getting kind of an outside perspective on your situation based on what other people are seeing is just like it's fucking gold. It's literally gold.
And working on each other's ideas, like Owen saying something and then Jim adding something on top and then me saying something else and Owen giving input on that. It's amazing. We become smarter from hearing each other's thoughts from it too. So
Yeah, we have a long ways to go. All of us get in accordance to where we want to be, but I think overall, like, we don't give ourselves enough credit for how far we actually are. I think, whether that's like an outcome with income or just like how you perceive the world.
agreed. Guys, if you're from Owen's channel, check out Jim. He has he's got Jim Focus on YouTube. He got a killer channel too. It's small, but it's fire
I'll link
content.
link your guys' stuff.
Good.
Not
I
that
love
like
that.
it's
Yeah,
gonna get like a
cheers.
million views, but like it's just for the people that want to find
No,
you,
like,
it'll find.
One person seeing this and appreciating us would be enough for me to really make my day happy. And then if anybody's from my channel, check out Owen. He's more famous than me. This guy got like a good amount of followers and talks about how to, as you guys heard in this video, go from 0 to your first 10K month in profit and actually build the lifestyle you want. Jim is doing the same thing. Oh, that's so sweet. Jim is doing the same thing as me of documenting his journey, not having it all figured out, but trying to get there and sharing what's going through the journey. So if anybody's from my channel, check out both of them. They have as much value as me, if not way more, on their channels. And if nobody's watching this, then we just wasted some time, but that's fine. I
Nah,
enjoyed
this
it.
wasn't a waste of time. This wasn't a waste of time.
No,
Not
this
at
is
all.
good. This is good.
Jim,
Always-
do you have
always
anything
waste
last to
of
say?
No, that's pretty much it. I appreciate both of you guys hopping on. Let's scale. Let's go.
Let's do it
Let's
again.
go. See you guys soon.
All
First
right,
day.
adios.
Goodbye.